on virtue that makes small. When Zarathustra was on land again, he did not proceed straight to his mountain and his cave, but he undertook many ways and questions and found this and that, so that he said of himself, joking, "Behold, a river that flows, winding and twisting, back to its source." For he wanted to determine what had happened to man, meanwhile, whether he had become greater or smaller. And once he saw a row of new houses, he was amazed and said, "What do these houses mean? Verily, no great soul put them up as its likeness. Might an idiotic child have taken them out of his toy box? Would that another child might put them back into his box. And these rooms and chambers, can men go in and out of them? They look to me as if made for silken dolls, or for stealthy nibblers, who probably also let themselves be nibbled stealthily." And Zarathustra stood still and reflected. At last he said sadly, "Everything has become smaller. Everywhere I see lower gates. Those who are of my kind probably still go through, but they must stoop. Oh, when shall I get back to my homeland, where I need no longer stoop before those who are small?" And Zarathustra sighed and looked into the distance. On that same day, however, he made his speech on virtue that makes small. I walk among this people and I keep my eyes open. They do not forgive me that I do not envy their virtues. They bite at me because I say to them, small people need small virtues, and because I find it hard to accept that small people are needed. I am still like the rooster in a strange yard, where the hens also bite at him. But I am not angry with the hens on that account. I am polite to them as to all small annoyances. To be prickly to what is small strikes me as wisdom for hedgehogs. They all speak of me when they sit around the fire in the evening. They speak of me, but no one thinks of me. This is the new stillness I have learned. Their noise concerning me spreads a cloak over my thoughts. Ooh. They noise among themselves. What would this gloomy cloud bring us? Let us see to it that it does not bring us a plague. And recently a woman tore back her child when it wanted to come to me. "Take the children away," she cried. "Such eyes scorch children's souls." They cough when I speak. They think that a cough is an argument against strong winds. They guess nothing of the roaring of my happiness. "We have no time yet for Zarathustra," they argue. But what matters a time that has no time for Zarathustra? And when they praise me, how I could go to sleep on their praise. Their praise is a belt of thorns to me. It scratches me even as I shake it off. And this too I have learned among them. He who gives praise poses as if he were giving back. In truth, however, he wants more gifts. Ask my foot whether it likes their way of lauding and luring. Verily, after such a beat and tick-tock, it has no wish either to dance or to stand still. They would laud and lure me into a small virtue. They would persuade my foot to the tick-tock of a small happiness. I walk among this people, and I keep my eyes open. They have become smaller, and they are becoming smaller and smaller, but this is due to their doctrine of happiness and virtue. For they are modest in virtue. 2, because they want contentment. But only a modest virtue gets along with contentment. To be sure, even they learn in their way to stride, and to stride forward. I call it their hobbling. Thus they become a stumbling block for everyone who is in a hurry. And many among them walk forward while looking backward with their necks stiff. I like running into them. Foot and I should not lie nor give the lie to each other, but there is much lying among the small people. Some of them will, but most of them are only willed. Some of them are genuine, but most of them are bad actors. There are unconscious actors among them, and involuntary actors. The genuine are always rare, especially genuine actors. There is little of man here, therefore their women strive to be mannish. For only he who is man enough will release the woman in woman. And this hypocrisy I found to be the worst among them, that even those in command hypocritically feign the virtues of those who serve. I serve, you serve, we serve. Thus praise even the hypocrisy of rulers. And woe if the first lord is merely the first servant. Alas, into their hypocrisies too the curiosity of my eyes flew astray. And well I guessed their fly happiness and their humming around sunny window panes. So much kindness, so much weakness do I see. So much justice and pity, so much weakness. Round, righteous, and kind they are to each other. Round like grains of sand, righteous and kind with grains of sand. Modestly to embrace a small happiness that they call resignation, and modestly they squint the while for another small happiness. At bottom, these simpletons want a single thing most of all, that nobody should hurt them. Thus they try to please and gratify everybody. This, however, is cowardice, even if it be called virtue. And if they once speak roughly, these small people, I hear only their hoarseness, for every draught makes them hoarse. They are clever. Their virtues have clever fingers, but they lack fists. Their fingers do not know how to hide behind fists. Virtue to them is that which makes modest and tame. With that they have turned the wolf into a dog, and man himself into man's best domestic animal. We have played our chair in the middle, your smirking says to me, and exactly as far from dying fighters as from amused sows. That, however, is mediocrity, though it be called moderation. I walk among this people, and I let many a word drop, but they know neither how to accept nor how to retain. They are amazed that I did not come to revile venery and vice, and verily, I did not come to warn against pickpockets either. They are amazed that I am not prepared to teach wit to their cleverness, and to whet it, as if they did not have enough clever boys, whose voices screech like slate pencils. And when I shout, "Curse all cowardly devils in you who like to whine and fold their hands and pray," they shout, "Zarathustra is godless." And their teachers of resignation shout it especially, but it is precisely into their ears that I like to shout. Yes, I am Zarathustra, the godless. These teachers of resignation, whatever is small and sick and scabby, they crawl to like lice, and only my nausea prevents me from squishing them. Well then, this is my preaching for their ears. I am Zarathustra, the godless, who speaks. Who is more godless than I, that I may delight in his instruction? I am Zarathustra, the godless. Where shall I find my equal? And all those who are my equals, who give themselves to their own will and reject all resignation. I am Zarathustra, the godless. I still cook every chance in my pot, and only when it has been cooked through there do I welcome it as my food. And verily, many a chance came to me domineeringly, but my will spoke to it still more domineeringly, and immediately it lay imploringly on its knees, imploring that it might find a hearth and a heart in me, and urging with flattery, "Look, Zarathustra, how only a friend comes to his friend." But why do I speak when nobody has my ears? And so let me shout it into all the winds. You are becoming smaller and smaller, you small people. You are crumbling, you comfortable ones. You will yet perish of your many small virtues, of your many small abstentions, of your many small resignations. Too considerate, too yielding is your soil. But that a tree may become great, it must strike hard roots around hard rocks. What you abstain from weaves at the web of all human future. Your nothing, too, is a spider web, and a spider which lives on the blood of the future. And when you receive it, it is like stealing, you small men of virtue. But even among rogues, honor says, one should steal only where one cannot rob. It will give eventually, That is another teaching of resignation. But I tell you who are comfortable, it will take, and will take more and more from you. Oh, that you would reject all half-hearted willing, and become resolute in sloth and deed. Alas, that you would understand my word. Do whatever you will, but first be such as are able to will. Do love your neighbor as yourself, but first be such as love themselves, loving with a great love, loving with a great contempt. Thus speaks Zarathustra the godless. But why do I speak where nobody has my ears? It is still an hour too early for me here. I am my own precursor among this people, my own cock's crow through dark lanes, but their hour will come, and mine will come too. Hourly they are becoming smaller, poorer, more sterile, poor herbs, poor soil, and soon they shall stand there like dry grass and prairie, and verily, weary of themselves and languishing even more than for water, for fire. O blessed hour of lightning, O secret before noon, I yet hope to turn them into galloping fires and heralds with fiery tongues. They shall yet proclaim with fiery tongues, it is coming, it is near, the great noon. Thus spoke Zarathustra.